You were at the Columbus Day removal. What was that like?
I was at the Christopher Columbus statue's funeral today. Today we got rid of that oppressive, disgusting piece of garbage that was sitting in our neighborhoods. Now when I went there to educate the Christopher Columbus supporters that thought the statue should stay. I was the only person in my immediate area that I could see was a anti-Christopher Columbus protester. But what I witnessed was a large group of people surrounding another anti-Christopher Columbus protester and trying to yank his sign from his hands. So I stood next to that brother and I said, "You hold your sign up high and we will be heard." So then they kept trying to yank it. And I kept telling people, don't touch him. Do not touch him, do not put your fingers on him, because he has every right to be here the same way you have the right to be here. Respect his space. And they chose not to. A guy punched me in the face, it's on camera. Another guy kept, they threw a coffee at me. They were ganging up on that guy. So when I went to help him, someone came from behind me, punched me in the back of my head. Well, I turned around and hit him. Other people came, punched me too. The police refused to help me. I was told by the New Haven police that there are only 2 of us and there are too many of them. If we arrest them now, they'll get riled up. So we can't arrest them. We'll put out a warrant and get them later. But yet I said, okay, that's fair enough. So when my people come here, we handle it our way. I don't want to hear, there better not be any arrest. And my people came. People I don't know. People who saw my video that has 200,000 views so far and said, we saw what they did to you and we're here to make sure it doesn't happen anymore. Because I don't believe in violence. I say be disruptive, not destructive. We are not here to be violent, we're here to be heard. But what my people did was they came and they stood in solidarity with me. And they said, we are not the violent ones, but we saw how violent you can get. Do it now, because we have our brothers back. So the statement was made without any additional fights happening, without any additional violence. But that's more of what needs to happen. It was 50 versus 2 at first. And then a newspaper caught the whole thing, put it online. It went viral instantly, 170,000 views last time I checked. And people just started showing up. And then it became 200 more Black Lives Matter supporters of all colors. But 200 good people that took a stand against what that statue represented. And I even told the Italian people there, I do not want to erase your history. If he means something to you guys, then please, by all means, continue to celebrate him. But celebrate him in a museum. Celebrate him at home. Get him out of our face, because what he means to us is a lot worse than what he means to you. And we don't want to look our oppressors in the eyes anymore. We have to look our oppressors in the eyes every day. Every time we see a cop, that is our oppressor. We're taking a stand against it. And again, we don't want superiority, only equality.
When you see Columbus, what does that mean to you?
I am Puerto Rican and I'm Ecuadorian. You can look at me and see that I come from a native indigenous background. My people only speak Spanish because Christopher Columbus came and colonized our islands. We only became a Spanish country or whatever we are because of that man, because of the genocide that he committed, because of the slavery, because of the rape, because of the pilgrimage, because of all the disgusting things that man represents. So when I see him, oh, I see my enemy. I see a man that kidnapped my ancestors, that mistreated them. I see a man that changed the identity of who my people are, because we're not Hispanic. Puerto Rico was created by colonization. We are indigenous, we are black, and we are Spaniard. That is what we consist of. Christopher Columbus means everything that this country should be against when I look at him.
Okay, my last question. In West Haven, where we are now,
yes,
you had interesting experience.
Yes, I did.
You were telling me about it. Could you repeat it?
So 2 weeks ago, I held a rally. What I do is I organize rallies. I led one in East Haven last 2 weeks in a row. The first one resulted in me getting hit by a truck from an anti-protester, swerved into our protest, hit me with his truck, so I went back out there again the next week to make a statement. That aside, I tried to hold a rally in West Haven because I'm big on Connecticut. Doesn't matter if it's Bridgeport, New Haven, Meriden, West Haven, I've been all over the place, and I will continue to fight for Connecticut. I will continue to fight for the USA. But anyway, back to your question. So I tried to hold a rally together in West Haven. A friend of mine is a member of the gang community, and he expressed interest in bringing gangs together to show that we can come together and represent what gangs should represent. It's community, taking care of our people, not what the media portrays us to be. So when I put the word out and I asked for anybody with gang affiliations to come stand in unity with us and peace any problems that their associations may have with each other, the police, West Haven police, looked at me as problematic. They looked at me as someone that wasn't trying to incite violence. So they sent their street crime division after me, which is the undercovers, and they pulled me over. Then, after pulling me over, searched my car, found a $12 fishing set, and charged me with possession of a deadly weapon for the fishing hatchet that was inside. Hit me with a $50,000 bond. I sat in jail for 9 hours while they told the bail commissioner and the bail bondsman that I wasn't available. So they said they were questioning me. I was never interrogated. I was thrown in the cell and forgot about. Never got nothing to eat. Never got even a sanitary wipe for the dried up spit that was coming down those walls and all this corona that was on the bed that I had to lay down on. It was just disgusting. So West Haven did that to me. So what I did was when I got out that Thursday, after I paid my $4,900 to get out, I came to a rally in West Haven that was held the following Saturday, and I led our people to the police precinct, and I gave them an opportunity to make it right. Take a knee and let us know that you stand with us, because I'm not anti-police, I'm anti-police brutality. We need to restructure the system. They chose not to. Only 6 officers got on, and that was after 20 minutes. So I said, we're here, we're going to I-95, we're taking the highway. Because if you stop the transportation of goods from state to state, then you put yourself in a position to demand something. We live in a country that doesn't care about colored people, it cares about colored paper. And until we can control that colored paper, they will not care about what we say. I am here to be more than a detour. I am here to be an interruption. We need to interrupt this whole country until they listen to us and they meet our demands. No more begging and crying. So that's what I stand for, and that's why I took the highway. And the same police that arrested me thanked me when I got off of exit 43. Oh, by the way, we took exit 42 and we marched from 42 to 43 where they killed Mubarak Soulemane, and we did that in honor of him. And they threatened us with the National Guard. But due to me shutting down 4 highways prior, the supervisor of the state troopers knows that I lead with peace and I lead with love. He allowed me to finish our protest. So when we got off, we took a march down Campbell Ave, and we took a knee at every intersection to allow the people in the back to catch up, and to also allow for a statement to be made and to be heard. And it was like a parade when we went down Campbell Ave. But the same cop said, hey, thanks for leading this peacefully. I appreciate you helping us, because people get out of line, and I say this is not how we move, my brother. Keep that anger and express it in a different way. I do not work with police, but I work towards the same goals that some of the good cops work towards. And so therefore, they recognize an ally in me when it comes to preventing violence. And because of that, those same cop said, hey, you remember me? I said, where would I remember you from? He said, I fingerprinted you. I said, okay. Well, thank you for the respect that you showed. I gotta get back to some things. He was like, no, how you been? So you mean since you guys took $5,000 out of my mouth, and then you took $1,000 out of each of my kids' mouth? Like, you mean that? When you had the opportunity to offer me a bail commissioner that could have lowered my bond from $50,000 to $25,000, even if they did $40,000, that's $1,000 off that I'd got to pay my bondsman. So I explained that to him, and I was brought to tears because it was fresh. It was 2 days later. The money's still gone. I still owe people that put their money together to get me out. And I told them, you know, you got a lot of nerve to even speak to me after you worked with the oppressors to oppress my voice. And he said, I'm sorry about that. I misjudged you. And my thing is, if you guys knew that I was gonna hold a rally for gang members and whatever, mind you, prior to that post, 16 minutes earlier, I said we're holding a peaceful rally, be disruptive, not destructive, But they put their focus on the one calling for gang members to stand with us. So if you knew that that's what I was trying to accomplish, why wouldn't you extend the hand out and say, hey, we see what you're trying to do, we want to work with you to make sure that it's done safely? They didn't do that. They chose to stop me and to pull me over illegally, because after I got out, I was never charged with a traffic infraction. So what was your reason for pulling me over? Wasn't my license plate, because the car's registered to my father, a 22-year retired correctional officer. You know, they misjudged me because of my tattoos and my looks. But I have a 9/11 Captain America tattoo. I am patriotic, I care about our country. I have an I am Trayvon Martin tattoo, okay? I want to see this country become what it should be. if we could eradicate the racists and the opposers. I just want a land of no superiority, just equality.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.